Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to the Call of Duty Black Ops 4 video. In this video, we're going to be talking about the Titan LMG because this is a weapon that honestly was in the top 10 weapons of this game and probably still is. This is a really good weapon, but they did hit it with quite a big nerf. And this nerf, it doesn't really look like too much when you read the patch notes, but when you actually play, you can feel this nerf very, very heavily. And it is a significant nerf that did make this gun lower in the tier list, but it is still a good LMG. So we're going to talk about that and cover that all in today's video. As you guys know, I've been making videos on, this is the patch 1.04, which came out last week, and I basically have been going through testing out each weapon and seeing how much it affected it. So we're talking about the Titan today, which is the LMG. Drop a like on this video. I'd really appreciate that if you guys could smash up 1,500 likes. That would be incredible. Thank you guys so much for the support lately. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I think we're like 1,000 subscribers off of 900k. We're so damn close to it. So I appreciate the support up to 900k and then up and hopefully beyond to 1 million during Black Ops 4 would be amazing. So this gameplay I got last night, and this is with the Titan. This is post-patch, of course. Now, what was nerfed on this? What was good about this weapon, first of all? This weapon was basically a weapon that was decently mobile thanks to the stock and thanks to the quick draw and attachments you could run on it, and it was a gun that had an insane hip fire, much like the ICR. This gun's hip fire before the patch was just absolutely insane. You could pick people off with absolutely no problem at close range, and it would bail you out as long as you got the first shot many times, because the fire rate isn't too quick on this thing. Now, what they nerfed on these LMGs, basically what they said is that some in the community have discovered that the Titan and the VKM are extremely effective weapons. We're tuning them down before everyone jumps on the bandwagon. While they'll still be scary to face off against, players will now have a more reasonable chance to defend themselves against these LMGs. And what that more reasonable chance is basically the whole thing of this patch notes is making these guns weaker at close range. And what they are saying here basically is that yes, LMGs are really good, but we want to tone them down or balance them right now before it gets out of control and, you know, pro players are pulling out the Titan mid-match or everyone's using the Titan, right? So this is what they changed on it. First thing, reduced headshot damage. Now this one, I didn't really do too much testing for headshot damage because, I mean, you're not going to be aiming with the head with this weapon. There's no incentive to do that. I don't run high caliber on a class setup with it. Like, there's just, I don't think high caliber is even available. There's no really incentive to do that. And reducing headshot damage, of course, when you hit the occasional headshot, that's a little bit of a nerf to it. But honestly, that one is not that big of a deal. The two bigger nerfs is reduced hip fire accuracy, and then that was the second nerf, reduced hipfire accuracy, and this one is noticeable. This gun, like, a lot of the times, this gun's strength is medium range, right? But you sort of want to pull up on an area, or sort of you know, post up on an area. That's the right thing. Like, sort of you know, control one area with this gun because it's an LMG. It's got a sort of hold down an area. That's the design of it. But sometimes, whether you're holding down the trailer, whether you're holding down the top wood, whether you're holding down the tin building or the building by sea, players are going to push you, and you're going to have to rely on this gun for close range measures because I don't have a secondary on this class. And I'll talk about the class later in the video, but the most important thing is talking about how the nerf affected it, because the class setup, I think, is the exact same class that I used last time with this gun, are very similar. But basically, yeah, reduced hipfire accuracy is definitely noticeable, and it leaves you a little bit more exposed at close range, especially with the SMG buffs and different things like that. And then the next thing is with stock, they reduced the ADS movement speed bonus. Now, this is something that's common. They hit this gun with that. They hit the ABR with this. They hit all of the assault rifles, not even without the stock attachment, for reducing their ADS movement speed bonus. And I think that it's very noticeable. On a lot of guns, you test out them after the patch notes, you test them out, and it's not very noticeable. This gun, as soon as I was testing it out, the hip fire was a lot worse, and up close, I cannot strafe. And I tried it with stock, I tried it without stock. Honestly, with stock is still the way to go, because without stock, you're literally standing still like a statue or a scarecrow, and you can't strafe at all. And that's the main thing around this gun. I have a decent first half, but the second half is where I really go off in this gameplay. But that's the thing about this gun now, is that you are immobile. You're slower with the LMG, and the fact is, whenever someone pushes me at medium range, I feel confident. Even like long range, I feel decently confident, but medium range is where this gun excels in the fact that you have 75 bullets. You can just spray and pray with this thing. But close range, I really do feel exposed now because of these changes. And if that was their intention over at Treyarch, which probably was their intention, I guess they did a great job. The LMGs now are still strong and great to use. I mean, you'll see in this gameplay, I put up a I don't even remember the score, but I think it's a really impressive score line. This is just some normal domination. You can still see, I mean, this thing has a decent fire rate. It's decent, you know, normal bounce to recoil. And I'd say this gun is still really good and possibly in the top 10. But this patch update definitely did bring it down. Even though all, you know, the assault rifles were hit as well. I think that assault rifles with stock are the way to go nowadays. Or tactical rifles without stock after the changes. If you are looking for something that can strafe. This gun, you're basically reduced to something that can't strafe too much. Now, as far as the class setup goes, I'm pretty sure it's very similar to my other class setup that I was using on this thing. It's just 3 attachments. The first one is going to be the red dot sight. I do not believe there is an ELO available, so I do run the red dot sight with this one, or the reflex sight as it's called in this game. And then as far as my 2 attachments outside of that, I run with stock and quick draw. Quick draw is still great on this gun, and quick draw goes great with gung ho. No complaints there. Stock, of course, was nerfed, but even after it being nerfed, and it really sucks. Stock sucks on this gun, but you know what sucks even more than stock? Using no stock. And if I was to substitute, I messed around a little bit, or I saw what I could have. I could have FMJ instead of stock. Not really worth it. I could have extended mags, which brings you up from 75 to 100 bullets or something. It's just not worth it. Stock is still the way to go, and you just have to accept that it's not going to make you strafe as fast, and know that. Then as far as my perks go, and like I said, this gun in this setup is still very, very good for, you know, sort of camping in an area or holding down an objective area like I do. You know, when I'm holding down top 10, or when I'm holding down this trailer area, and you can see right there, a lot of these gunfights that I lose are close range ones where they end up pushing me. The gunfights at the range where I have line of sights, I'm usually winning those. But the attachments, I already went through the attachments. The perks, that's what I meant to say. First perks are flak jacket and tac mask. This is it's one of those setups where it's like my ABR class setup. Go ahead and try to nade me out, try to stun me out, try to send your secret grenades at me. I have tac mask and flak jacket, which do not counter everything in this game, but they do counter a significant portion, and that's stuff that I really, really do enjoy to run with this gun. And then as far as perk 2, it's just a gung-ho. It is lightweight is good on this gun because it does speed it up, something that's slower. But gung ho is great as well because gung ho speeds up basically your gun. Lightweight speeds up your character, and I'd much rather have a faster gun up or faster to get into gunfights than a faster character, as long as those, you know, those ratios were similar there. And I'd say gung ho even has a better ratio there. And then perk 3 is going to be dead silence with acoustic. I would honestly say this is like, you know, whenever I talk about gears, I like comsec device could be great on this one, but stim shot could be good also if you're rushing, but I don't think this is a rushing gun, and I think acoustic is the way to go because of the playstyle and the setup around this class setup. Like I said, now most of my deaths are when people pull up on me or when they start rushing me because they realize what area I'm sort of staying in, and when that happens, I need to be ready to get that first shot not first shot accuracy, but that first shot off on them, because this gun is decently weaker at close range than it was before the patch. It's still decent, but you know, you need to be ready to get that first shot off, and that's what acoustic helps me to do. With acoustic, I can know when I'm up in this position, when someone's rushing me from the back where the firing range is on the map, when someone's rushing me up the stairs, when someone's about to jump up from either B-dom, which you can jump up on, but it's a very risky jump, so not many people do it, or when someone's about to jump up on me from C domination. So basically, acoustic sensor keeps you kind of safe and lets you know, not all the time, because there are people that have dead silence, there are people that have different things, and acoustic won't pick up those players at distance, of course, but it does, for the most part, help you stay a little bit safer. And then when I am this safe, what I do is, of course, I want to get EKIAs or kills to get myself my score streaks, and then that happens, bada bing, bada boom, helicopter strike team. And you'll see, as soon as if you guys watched my video earlier where I reacted to the #1 Black Ops 3 player, one of like the best gameplays in Black Ops, or not Black Ops 3, in Black Ops 4, #1 BO4 player, one of the best gameplays in BO4 so far, you'll see how he backs off every time to get streaked, which is something that I've been talking about since this game came out, and even in previous CODs, that's the way to do it. So you'll see, once I get my strike team and my helicopter in, I just immediately push the spawns because I have 2 heavy distractions up there. So those distractions are going to be going ham, and I can sort of just chillax, reload my gun, and then push, of course. And then when the spawns flip, I run, strike teams come with me, and you can sort of send the strike team or rally the strike team. I don't really do that too often. Usually if I send them to an area, they end up like sort of just stopping and looking at a wall sometimes. So when I notice that they're not really doing too much, I just rally them, and you make a cool little gesture. It's like a home run, sort of like the umpire making a home run symbol, and you rally your freaking your whatever they're called. What do they call them? Strike team. I don't know. I'm blanking on that. And they go absolutely ham. I love strike team. Such a good streak. And thank goodness this game actually has some good kill streaks. It's about time in Call of Duty. 84-7. You guys see it. 24-4 in the first half. 84-7 total. I popped off in that second half playing the playstyle that works with this gun. Thanks for watching, guys. Smack that like button. Subscribe if you guys are new. I'd really appreciate that. And I will see you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace. This is the Titan after the nerf.